Well, hello, and welcome to another Tyrrell's Classic Workshop. This time round, I've been asked by some movie distributors, Signature Entertainment in the UK, to give an exclusive review of this.
What can I do for you?
Ferruccio Lamborghini. You know who I am. With all my Ferraris, there is a problem. The clutch. I have a solution. If you consider a partnership, Ferrari, Lamborghini.
Go back to your tractors, farmer.
The film Lamborghini, the man behind the legend, has been sort of mooted and floated for a number of years and has never quite reached fruition until now. And of course, the big story is around his being upset with Enzo Ferrari for producing a car with a defective clutch. And the funny thing is, there is a massive amount of synergy here because we have just literally, in the last 24 hours, found the exact real clutch. This is it, or one of them. This is not obviously the one from 1961 or thereabouts, but it is an exact same item. And we have finally nailed the whole Ferrari versus Lamborghini clutch situation once and for all, and that video is coming up very soon. But in the meantime, the movie producers and distributors in the UK have asked me to review the film, warts and all, based on my experience of Lamborghinis and Ferraris, working on them for nearly 40 years and sort of being in the swim. And they've asked me to give a review of the film, and they've said, you can say what you like. We want your honest opinion. Well, the film stars Frank Grillo, Mira Sorvino and Gabriel Byrne, and it's a very credible production. It's nicely lit, it's nicely shot, good performances from the actors. It's a sort of docudrama of the outpouring of what happened with Enzo Ferrari and Ferruccio Lamborghini, and how Ferruccio Lamborghini was incensed with this lack of attention regarding the clutch on his car and how he confronted Enzo Ferrari. And of course, it ended up with him making his own cars. And in fact, this car behind me, this car here, is the Ferrari that Ferruccio Lamborghini owned. And again, we've unpacked that with my friend Olivier Nameche, with his help, who is one of the world's leading Lamborghini historians, if not the leading Lamborghini historian. We have pinpointed and found this car, which we have been given the job of restoring. And Ferruccio Lamborghini, we've got the original registration document for that car, and he owned it for 10 years, from 1960 to 1970. This very car. And we've done part one. That was, I think, 3 videos ago, something like that now. Part 2 of the Tyrrell's Classic Workshop series on this car will be screened very shortly on the internet, and you'll be able to catch up with how exactly we found the exact crossover. But back to the movie. I've watched the whole movie from start to end, and it was under the advice of Tonino Lamborghini, Dr. Tonino Lamborghini, who is Ferruccio's son. I've had the pleasure of meeting Tonino on a few occasions. I wouldn't go as far as to say he's a friend, but we certainly know each other. And I've had the pleasure of visiting the family museum and spending some time with him on several occasions, etc. And he was an advisor to this film, but he was looking at it through the lens of Ferruccio's son. So some of it is his memories, and some of it is other things through other people's lens, pardon the pun, and some of it is actually artistic license, and that's where the cracks begin to appear with this movie. And it's been a constant source of frustration to me over the years, how people get, for instance, engine sounds on cars so incredibly wrong in movies. One of the most shining examples for me is the Italian Job that was made in 2003 with Mark Wahlberg and Charlize Theron. Not a cheap budget film, but they all arrive. There's one scene where they arrive under the flyover together in various cars, and one of them pulls up on a Ducati 916, I think, motorbike. And of course, Ducatis have that beautiful V-twin burble, completely unique and instantly recognizable. And what did they dub on that? A Japanese 4-cylinder generic motorcycle engine. I mean, really? Another film, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, great production. It had a V8 Jaguar E-Type in one scene. Jaguar never made a V80 type. And unfortunately, this film falls into that category a bit. I like the artistry of the film, I like the way it's shot, but there are some glaring technical inaccuracies. Yeah, the opening sequence where there's supposedly Ferruccio driving and racing Enzo Ferrari and a Lamborghini and a Ferrari, respectively, of course. And Ferruccio is in an American spec Countach. I'm not quite sure why he's in an American specification car, being from Italy, making cars for Italy. And in fact, we had his personal Countach in here, the white one, his very car, the one and only Countach Mr. Lamborghini ever owned. And we had the privilege and the pleasure of recommissioning that car. That's also in an earlier video on the channel, but that was an Italian specification car. It wasn't adapted for the US market. Again, Enzo Ferrari's driving a Mondial, which was the bottom of the Ferrari range. The Ferrari equivalent to the Countach was either a Boxer or a Testarossa, depending on which year you want to. The Boxer and the Testarossa changeover came in 1985. So very strange match of the bottom of one manufacturer's range and the top of the other. But anyway, go figure, as the Americans would say. When we eventually get to see Ferruccio looking at the V12 engine, there are many Lamborghini engines in the world, V12 engines, going back to that time. In fact, we've got countless examples of them here. But for some reason, they chose a Ferrari V12 engine to look like the Lamborghini V12 engine. Why would they do that? I can't really understand that. But it's the engine that was designed by Colombo. It's an early generation 250 GT engine, a 3-litre engine. Again, it seems a bit strange to me, really, that a film that is going to be watched by enthusiasts and petrol heads and technical people, how can they have a Ferrari engine with no modification? It's quite obviously a Ferrari engine to anybody who knows about them, masquerading as a Lamborghini engine. With Mr. Lamborghini walking around and going, I like this bit, I don't like that bit. It's like, oh my goodness. Okay, so the other interesting thing is that there's a scene where Ferruccio Lamborghini is talking with Enzo Ferrari, and Enzo is in a Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud or a Bentley S-Type. We don't see the front of the car, so I can't tell which it is. They're both the same car, essentially. And then the car pulls away. His chauffeur drives him away in the car, and it's got a 4-cylinder engine from something like a Morris Minor dubbed onto the... Why didn't they just record the car pulling away and use it? I can't understand it. Ferruccio is seen driving around in a Ferrari 250 GT California Spider. Beautiful car, but he never owned one. It was this car here. Just having some sort of technical reference on a few of these things would, I think, increase the quality of the film, really. And one final point, when we see the montage of them pulling up outside the factory in 1963, there's actually a Ferrari Dino 246 or 206 GT in the background, which didn't come out until 1968. It's just those sort of things you think, fail in a sort of strange way, and it's there. It's right in the background. Again, artistic license, I understand that. He's sketching out a Miura on a napkin in a restaurant. Well, the Miura didn't come out till 1966, and it was Marcello Gandini who designed the Miura, not Ferruccio Lamborghini. But this is no more off-kilter in some ways than a lot of other car-related films. I mean, the 1966 Ford versus Ferrari Le Mans film, there were a lot of errors in that as well, a lot of dramatic stroke artistic license. But to go back to the beginning and the essence of the thing, it's a good yarn, it's a good watch, it's a must-see movie for anybody who's interested in cars, and we must celebrate the fact that these films are made in the first place. And the acting performances are good, the direction is generally good, beautifully dressed, nicely lit, the sound is good. Yeah, there are some technical difficulties that you could drive a bus through, but other than that, it's actually a good film, and I did enjoy it. I mean, I'm distracted a bit because of my sort of technical nerdiness, but is it worth a watch? Yes, it is. Well, we'll be back with the Ferrari 250 GT tractor clutch thing to nail that once and for all. But in the meantime, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the review. And the film is out on the 21st of November. and it's available on just about everything imaginable on the internet, apart from Netflix. So you can download it and watch it on Apple Play, etc. So thanks for watching, and we'll be back with something else very soon.